Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Today's video goes out to a couple of people here. We'll go to Bob Bello and we'll go to Silicone Secure, because these are two friends that I have lost this past week, that we have all lost. Silicone Secure over in the Vivi fam, Sergeant Bello over in the Air Force. Bad times. But obviously, as any of them, we should all celebrate the lives that they lived throughout, I don't want to say partying, throughout celebrating the rest of life and carrying on their legacy. So cheers to them. And hopefully what I can do here is be able to get you guys a little bit more excited about life, a little bit more excited about what's to come. Certainly Vivi has not stopped in their track to make this one of the greatest and most well-known companies on Earth. Everyone will know these soon. So we have a couple of things to go over. Let's start with OMI. Oh God, okay, so this is Whale Week. This is like Shark Week over on Discovery Channel. Whale Week will be happening probably at least once a year, if not more. We are mostly done with this. I have another one coming up in not too long a time, probably by the time I finish this. We can go for a few hours though, coming later tonight. We have shout out to Turtle Golf and Squid Cat, who's able to go and get a couple of really nice places to stay for this Whale Week. And we'll be able to go and show you exactly what's been going on. Or not exactly, but most of what's been going on. These are the same whales, a lot of what I've been talking about over the past year and a half, give or take. But there are whales go in pods, wolves hunt in packs, and these whales are bringing some whales of their own that, like I've said before, the same things that scare people when they're kids scare them as adults. Same thing for things that people enjoy. And sometimes people like us, you know, the Randy Chavez of the world that just kind of like nostalgia and like to talk about what they're passionate about. Some people don't buy when it's boring. They wait to buy when things are exciting, and that is not, that is not exclusive to normal people. That also happens with whales. And there's been about at least a dozen whales that have shown interest. Now that at least one of my guys has gone on and sent the Akomi chart for the last couple days, and a video, shout out to Foster Hill, made on how to buy OMI on Ascendex, Bit4X, whatever it is, and suddenly they're all like, "Oh my God, I need this now." Wait, what? You're saying what? This can do an 80x in 1 year or 2 years? And normally I said 100x when we were down at 6 cents, but not, or not 6 cents, at 0006, but now they were up to 0008. Obviously I still think we do the 100x. I think 10 cents is fairly reasonable, but want to be a little conservative here. And some of them already have Coinbase. Some of the money has already flown in, but some of them have not. And I don't know if anyone remembers when they first got Coinbase. It takes a little while before KYC to go through, before funds can clear. Some of these people are going to have to wait like a solid week before they go and are able to buy some of these. So slowly but surely, every couple of days, you'll have more and more people, which I think is better. You really don't want all these people coming in one day to super pump the price for it to fall back down. You want the little, oh, here's 50K, oh, here's another 20, here's another 6. You do want that. Walking each of them through getting a trust wallet and all that is going to be interesting, or a Trezor. Bill Gardner says, "What up, my Earth 2 and Vivi OG?" Thank you so much, Bill Gardner, for the super chat. I really, really like that. My man. Bill Gardner, we got to get you up here next year, along with Raythax. We got to open up Whale Week a little bit. It's obviously going to be opened up quite a bit, but there are some things that I can't talk about yet. But there will be, within the next 2 years, probably within the next 18 months, maybe within the next 15 months, people will definitely start to know about it within a year from now. Vivi will get into a new vertical. And Vivi will, I mean, there's other things that we've kind of heard of already. There's sports, there's music, there's anime and manga, there's other of these things. But Vivi will get into a new vertical that nobody would expect. I've talked about it before. I've made at least one, maybe two videos on it before. And there will be more utility. All right, so here's the utility. The utility for this new venture will at first involve the gold and silver Vivi logo. And again, this is more than a year away. So don't FOMO into it now. You know, wait for it. If it goes up, have the price settle a little bit. And then the reason why we've decided on at first the gold and silver Vivi logo and then all of the logos is because there's a, I forget who it was, a friend of mine like years ago would own, their grandfather would only buy things that were made in America. They wouldn't buy anything made from China. They wouldn't buy anything made from Taiwan or wherever else, because they believed so strongly that America, even if they had to pay more money, that America should be getting that money. So they would only buy things made in America. A little bit hard, but doable. I imagine right now it's probably easier. You can Google that, you know, places to buy stuff from America. And in that same breath, we are going and saying, okay, well, if we're going to have some utility and we're going to have the utility associated with a company, you know, obviously Alligator Loki was mentioned, but they said, okay, well, you know, if people go and buy Alligator Loki in the secondary market, yeah, Vivi gets a 2.5%, Vivi, you know, Disney gets that 6%, but, you know, we want the people to spend the money where, I mean, Vivi will get the 2.5% anyway, regardless of what they spend. But we want it so that Vivi gets the utility. So that, yeah, you're buying the Vivi product, which is great. And this is something that you could probably use every day. You could probably go and do, not that you would really want to, and again, you guys find out as the months go on, as these things get, and again, this has next to nothing to do with Vivi right now. The details will be hammered out over the course of the next year. But this is not me going and saying, hey, everyone with Secret Rare Alligator Loki, you know, when the time comes, we're gonna head down to Universal and I'm gonna buy you guys, you know, tickets and passes there. I mean, that's still gonna happen, you know, that's fine. But this is more of a, you know, big whales that are worth a lot more than I am, like multiple times more than I am, going and saying, hey, we want to do this, and everyone's gonna want to get in on it. And it will be good for the Vivi app in general. It will be good, hopefully, for OMI if we can somehow incorporate it. And that's one thing. So that's the thing of utility that we're going to give. It will be at first, most likely, a physical location. But being able to do something in the Viviverse we'd really like. We really do need KYB, the Know Your Business, to get it done. And this way we could have anything in that metaverse, anything that you can build. I really want to get Brock McBlockchain on again. We've talked about it. But I haven't had him on in a while. I'll touch base with him after the weekend. Probably get him up here too. We'll go and get and again that's part of it. The other part of it is I showed you guys before. Well, I showed you guys on Twitter. Let me go and show you guys what this whale has gone on and done, and then we'll get into the Vivi news, get into announcements. I haven't gone over the news in a little bit. I didn't make a video yesterday. It's just crazy busy. Where the heck are my freaking things? Okay, so yesterday, the dude had 258 of those Thor Love and Thunder posters, which is quite a lot. And then today, he decided to go and say, hey, there's a couple of these posters that are 269, 279. Because he had 258, he's like, well, if I buy two of these, my vault value will go from like, I don't know, like 225 to 271. Obviously, not all of the. He has a bunch of sub 100s. He has a bunch of other things that's going to happen. So the vault value is not necessarily the vault value. The 271 is probably, I don't know, like 600,000. Because again, a lot of his stuff is in the sub 100s. And a couple of matching mints, a couple of other things like there. And that's just one person. This one venture isn't going by one person. It is a big conglomerate pod of whales that are going in. And again, all of their friends going in are not buying. Yeah, I'll buy a couple grand worth of OMI. It's like tens of thousands worth of OMI, if not hundreds of thousands. They're gonna go soon. And again, these guys don't need to. They're not in this for a single. They're not in this for a field goal. They're in this for a home run. They're in this for a touchdown. They're not in it to win a scrimmage match. They're in it to win the whole freaking Super Bowl. So this, a lot of it's going to be locked up. Speaking of being locked up, we have a bunch of other of this OMI that should be considered locked up as it goes into the Vivi app wallet. There's a couple of videos that were shown on that. But first, speaking of videos, I want everyone to go and smash that like button on this video. It's a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon, super smash thanks button down below, super chats, and become a member and join Patreon and all that jazz. I don't need to go over those messages. We need to go over a lot of the news. What's today? All right, so we'll try it. All right, Monday. According to you, drop day stats for the X-Wing: 4,104 wallets participated in the store and the market. 1,059 wallets flipped, which meaning they purchased or minted at least one, but are currently holding 0. 2,766 wallets hold 1. 279 wallets hold more than 1. I think most of my whales have sub-100s of these. And one wallet holds 23. Jesus, tap dancing. Christ on a scooter. How do you hold 23 of those things? That's a lot. I mean, I guess it's, so I guess it's like $1,600, to get those. So it's not a ton of money, but it's a good amount. Anyway, Mr. MC1 says drive-by equals store purchasers holding 0 after 24 hours or 48 hours and no meaningful history of market purchase of anything in 1 month. David is right. Store flippers should not be greater than 15% of drop, and in good ones only 7%. A good goal to get, but be advised, like, it doesn't matter if you are a true, like, let's say me, if I'm a true collector, and I feel like if you're a master collector, you're a true freaking collector. Excuse my language, but if you're a master collector, I would say you're an actual collector that holds things. But if I know that there's something, let's say it's Barbie. I want to see the Barbie movie. I think it looks cool. I'm not a collector of Barbie. I don't know the secret jokes and inside jokes that you guys have. But if there's like a super scarce Barbie drop, which I don't even think we have Mattel, but let's say there is, and I get one, and I buy it for 60, and I could sell it for 100, I'm going to sell it for 100. And I know, again, so you're going to have people like that, I'll take the free 30 gems, after fees and all that. I'll take that for 2 minutes worth of work. I don't see how that is necessarily a bad thing. Like, people are going to do that regardless. And I know people say like, oh, well, you should just collect what you like. Well, yeah, but if people are going to make a free $30, like, people are going to do it. So I don't think you'll ever be able to get it to 0. But like Mr. MC1 said, 7% is probably fine. You're going to have those people that are definitely going to try and they're going to flip. That's fine. I'm not salty about that. I'm not going to go over that. Speaking of logos, we have Logo Fixie #1, Whale Panther, saying, oh, it's my brother from another mother. As my friend posted that he had 16 green and white Vivi logos. This person has 17 green and white Vivi logos. So then my friend went and buys a couple more, gets 18, and Logo Fixie says, that's okay. I can let him have the greens, but I have the oranges. And he has 16 green and orange. 16 orange and white Vivi logos, which is bananas. Why did it say Coca-Cola's launched its first NFT? Coca-Cola's had a bunch of NFTs. Nifty News is tripping. Moving on, y'all. Is this from Monday? Yeah, it's from Monday. Okay. I went over a couple of that stuff. So Akomi Reese, kind of doing us a little bit of a troll without. If you are depositing OMI into your Vivi official wallet, you must deposit them to Immutable Layer 2 first. You can find the instructions in the token portal, now available in multiple languages. And then he uses a Lion King gif, like, remember, it doesn't matter, it's in the past. I love Rafiki. I don't think we're going to get Rafiki. It looks like we have Simba on what's supposed to be Pride Rock, even though Pride Rock is supposed to be freaking huge. We are going to get it looks like Simba. I don't. Yeah, that's not Mufasa. I would love Mufasa, but I feel like people might think that it's too much of a clone. They look too similar, and maybe that's why they're not going. And that we might not get Mufasa, even though I would love him. I would love Mufasa more than Simba. I know. I know. Before you get the pitchforks out, before you point your guns at me, listen. Yeah, Simba's got a character arc. He was scared little, put that first. And then he becomes a man, a king. He faces his fears, and it kind of works out. Um, I mean, it was a really weird lesson that they taught, saying like, "Oh, hey, here's the, yeah, I accidentally am the reason for my father's death," and him telling that truth, his family was ready to disown him again. And then when it came out, oh wait, it wasn't me that caused my father's death. It was actually Scar. Then they like, I guess, I don't know. It's a really weird lesson about telling the truth. Anyway, Mufasa was already like perfect, already like the king. Like he didn't have to learn anything. He was already like the best character that you could want. He always knew what to say. He had the best advice, and he was firm, but he was fair. Kept Scar in his place. Dude was a G. Dude was like, and I like Mufasa more. Freaking sue me. But obviously Simba is most everyone's favorite. I really hope we would get Scar. Rafiki would be great. We already have Timon and Pumbaa via the Gold and Silver Disney moments, so I think that's really cool. But Nala would be great. If they're gonna have Simba as a fully grown lion with a mane, they're probably not gonna have Nala as a child. They'll probably have Nala as how she is as an adult. Very similar to Sarabi. I would thoroughly enjoy it if we could get at some point Mufasa, but Simba, maybe Rafiki, he'd be cool. Anyone else you want, comment down below. Anywho, moving past that, I had a couple things to go on. All right, so we have Puddin' Cheeks going saying, just for your information, for the entire Vivi fam and OMI fam, do not try to bridge layer 2 Immutable X with anything except from MetaMask wallet. If you do this from Trust Wallet or send a layer 1 OMI directly to your wallet address, you will have to wait on support to return your tokens. Dave, aka NFL Champion, says, any reasons why there's no wallet connect for Trust users? What's the recommendation if someone doesn't have MetaMask or get to MetaMask? Thanks in advance. Puddin' Cheek says, it's just how Immutable X set up the bridge site. Personally, I use MetaMask browser extension and just connect the bridge site that way. So that's what you're gonna have to do. And Vivi Viral goes out and says, will we be able to just buy layer 2 directly from the Vivi official web app? That would make things so much easier. Collecting OMI should be as easy and smooth as collecting digital collectibles. And Akomi had said that we're working on it. And I think Akomi, if they weren't close, they would not have said anything. They would have ignored this comment. They probably wouldn't have hid the reply, but they wouldn't have bothered responding. But because they did respond, and not just like, hey, that's a good idea, they responded, we're working on it. They would not have done that. They would not have responded unless they're at least at the halfway point, if not at the 60, 70% point. Cue the SpongeBob meme, I'm already halfway there, halfway there. Yeah, hold on. Okay, all right. I really like the taste of the Baileys, but the gin. Oh, Raythax, like 71 watching. Hit that like button, Raythax. I know you were busy this week. We got to get you up here next time, my man. You would enjoy everyone that was here. You would enjoy, like you need to be up here next time. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Love you. We'll have a call soon. Yeah, I know you're always super busy. I know in August you usually go to that gaming convention. Like I said, we'll get you up here next time. It's gonna be super great. We need you. Anywho, moving on. What was I? Comey. Yep. General rule. Oh, okay. Mutable team. Oh yeah. So Immutable goes out and they post the Immutable X. The Immutable ZK EVM testnet is now live. Welcome to the true home of gaming on Ethereum. Building a great Web3 game has never been easier. Akomi says, congrats, Immutable team. And then Immutable says, cheers to you, Akomi, as in, hey, we're finally doing something with the OMI token. So very excited about that. One of the other things that people have been talking about is, okay, when OMI to NFT? When can we do that? I do think we would need to have the gem the gem liquidity pool up and out first. But even before that, I feel like we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves real here. And I've talked about this before. Oh no, maybe I haven't. I just talked about this with the whales. So obviously right now the first thing that we're doing, everyone's taking their OMI from their wallets. People that have OMI, they're taking their OMI from their wallets, they're bridging it, and they're getting it on the Vivi app, which is cool. That's great. That's fun. And some people might not have 10 million, which is fine. Some people might have 1 to 2 million or 3 million. And some people, like Sanjay, like Mr. MC1, that have never had very many OMI at all, they're like, okay, now I'll buy. And now they have 10 million OMI, which again is not a ton of money. It's like $7,000, whatever. But they'll go and they'll top up and they'll buy what they need to buy in order to get the benefits. They'll bridge. It's fine. But right now, everyone, their sister, at least that can kind of understand, and again, not everyone's going to do it right now, but a lot of people that understand, okay, in the future, if I want to get, obviously hundreds of thousands of people are coming. And again, if you go, the recent David Yu interview that we just had a couple days ago, he said that in the next 2 to 3 years, he wants 1 million active users. So let's say if you take, the 2 to 3 years, let's extend it all the way to 3 years. Let's say 2 years is not a thing. Let's say 3 years. By this time 2026, he wants 1 million active users. Let's be super conservative and say he only gets to 500,000 users. Okay, we're at about 30,000 active users each month right now. Let's say let's say we do like almost a doubling. So let's say in 2025, we have 250,000 active users in 2 years. So we're doing like a 8x in 2 years, which would mean that next year, let's say we have 125,000 active users. So we would be doing about a 4x of the amount of people here in 1 year. And then obviously it'll double from there every year. And that's if we're super conservative, if he takes the longest that he thinks, 3 years, and we go half of what he wants. He actually wants 1 million active users, not 500,000. And I think he's being a little conservative. I think we're going to get a lot more than that. But again, being super conservative with this, people that understand this and people that say, okay, obviously when we have 4x the amount of people and you have an extra 100,000 active users here, okay, what's going to happen? Well, out of those 100,000 active users, let's do the Pareto distribution, where 20% of those users will be 80% of the market. Meaning that, let's say if they're adding an extra 10 million a year, whatever it is, 100 million a year, 10 million a year, 8 million of that is going to come from the top 20%. And most of that will come from the top 1%. So how many people, if we get 100,000, that's an extra 1,000 users that's in the 1%, not including people that have decent stacks of OMI right now. And in the next 2 years, let's say they only have $10,000 worth of OMI, which is not a lot. They're going to go and they're going to have, in 2 years, probably close to $1 million worth of OMI. And that's when they don't sell anything. Because again, 10x would be 100,000, another 10x from that would be $1 million. And you go and you say, okay, people are definitely going to sell on the way up, which is fine, but some of them won't, and they'll say, okay, I have $1 million. Everything that they want to buy, they can buy. When you're a millionaire, because trust me, I've been there multiple times, there are obviously limits, but most things that you want, especially on the Vivi app, you can get. You can just get it. It's like being an adult for the first time. I can go and eat this whole cake and no one's going to stop me. I can go out to Home Depot and get a chainsaw and just cut shit down and no one's going to stop me. When you have that much money, especially in OMI where you could put into the Viviverse or Vivi, no one can stop you. You can go and take a fraction of that amount of money and you could buy up Princess Bubblegums. You could be like, oh, everyone wants a thing. I have the Alligator Lokis. I have the number 43 Luke Skywalkers. I have the number 41 logos. Everyone wants to be known for something. And someone will be like, oh, okay, you know what? A lot of people they're not getting the Bigfoot from the Cryptkins. They're not getting they'll be the biggest Cryptkin holder. Everyone will go for a niche and get for something because that's what separates them. That's something that they'll like. They'll be like, oh, I have the biggest stack of this, and no one's going to take it away. There's only so many amounts of these. Maybe they have the most sub 100s of, I don't know, what's something that nobody the most sub 100s of the Triumph motorcycle from the James Bond series. I don't know, something crazy. Or the most amount of UK decon mascots. Oh, I have 300 of these bad boys. I don't even know if there's that many of those to begin with, but yeah, these are, when you have that type of capital, people are going to spend it. So again, I was not including them in the new 100,000 users we'll get by next year. 1,000 of those people are going to be in the 1%, and they're going to want to make a splash. They're like, oh, who is this guy? What, like, anyone remember? And this is going way back in the day when Undertaker first came out. I'm like, oh my God, something's wrong with this person. Like, this is a man that walks our streets. Some people are going to want to be like that person. They're going to have a theme. They're going to have stuff in the Viviverse. This would look really good in my Viviverse room, and they're going to buy it, and no one's going to be able to stop them. And if you think the lofty goals that we as singular humans have, what do you think is going to happen when KYB is approved and you have all of these ETF funds, you have all of these hedge funds, you have all of these group of a couple of millionaire friends that want to go and say, hey, let's put $1 million into this thing and see what we can do. Let's do some freaking damage. Let's hire, these coder nerd kids that are like 16 years old, give them more money than they'll, make anywhere else right now, and have them build the best freaking Viviverse for us, have them script it. And, competition breeds greatness. And I know I've been talking for a while and I haven't gone over like half the news that I wanted, but that's just with 100,000 people, not 250,000, not 500,000, not 1 million. This is going to get really wild really quickly. And again, as people, let's say people that are right now, in their late 20s, early 30s, they're making, let's say they're starting to make a little bit of money. Usually as time goes on, you make more money up until you're about, in your 40s. That's usually peak spending or peak income. Most of these people that are in here right now, they're not going to make less money moving forward. They're not going to be here and be like, oh yeah, I'm making, 80K this year or 120K this year, and I'm going to make less than that in 2 years. Most of these people, every couple of years, I forget what study it was done, saying that you can go and, you could stay with the same company for a long time and you'll average, I don't know, like 4 to 7% raise each year. But if you move every 2 years, you'll average like a 20% raise for yourself each year. So yeah, everyone's going to be in a much better position in a few years, excluding OMI. But then obviously with OMI on top of that. Anywho, we got to move on here. Before I get to the OMI to NFT and all this, this is where I was going originally. People are forgetting, again, that people are locking up their OMI now, and bronze tickets is the next thing that we're going to get. So people are going and they're locking up their OMI right now. They're buying from the circulating supply if they don't have enough, or they're moving, whatever. OMI is being bought and it's being locked up. Well, what's the next move? Well, let's say this. What were to happen if we just had straight OMI to NFT right now? Or OMI to bronze tickets? Okay, well, people are buying from the circulating supply. And 311 billion circulating supply minus, let's say, 90 billion between Dr. Profit, David and Dan, and then 40 billion with a business dev wallet. Okay, so that's 130, so 310 minus 130. Look at 180 billion. So let's say we had OMI to bronze tickets. We have 180 billion out there. But what if the roles were reversed, which they are, and we get people to lock up their OMI first? And suddenly we don't have 180 billion out there. Suddenly we have, 170 billion out there. So there's less OMI out in the circulating supply because people are locking their OMI up first. So when they go and try and get OMI from the circulating supply to go and use on these bronze tickets, it's just going to pump the price a little bit more. That squeeze is just going to be a little bit greater. So anyway, speaking of which, MCP tickets are a fun way to reward OMI token holders with in-app perks. When MCP tickets are fully implemented, multiple ticket types will exist, and there will be a range of ways to earn them by participating in the OMI reward tiers. So there'll be silver tickets and there'll be gold tickets. Gold are obviously the best. But users can redeem their OMI tokens for bronze MCP tickets. Fantastic. Once received, the ticket holders can convert their bronze tickets into additional MCP points, allowing them to climb to the next level, augment waitlist drops, or spend their points on their in-app perks and benefits as they become available. Any OMI tokens redeemed for bronze tickets will be permanently removed from circulation. My man. And now we have, and like I said before, Akomi, which, like normal, not much has changed about their profile. 164,000 followers, following 859 people. They follow me. But home of the OMI token, utility token of Vivi official. They have not had anything like this on there up until a few days ago, so they are making big changes. Some people aren't selling to $1. Some people are going to use it by. Jordan Rees thinks that that OMI can be 006 or 008 by end of year. He thinks it could do like almost a 10x from here, which I'm not going to say is wrong, but it's really, really hard to do. It's going to be really hard to do. Anyway, it's Comey stuff. That's other stuff. A whale of mine bought newer whale of mine had bought $2,100 worth of OMI yesterday. So not a ton, but still something. Circulating supply, blah 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 blah. Bronze tickets, yep, did that. All right, golden OUP tickets can be submitted to eligible waitlist drops to secure a reservation from a more exclusive allocation, provided there are enough golden ticket allocations remaining. So can't wait for those. I think you'll be able to get one if you have a gold and silver Vivi logo. They may or may not be limited to one account. I'm not sure. Eagle Eyes had posted saying tier 2 and above, press the party button to emoji to enter the weekly sweepstakes over on the Discord. So that was nice. It's amazing. I can't talk about that. Can't talk about that. Oh my god, they were doing like construction right outside the hotel room, and it's like waking me up every day. But it's fine. It's fine. So we have Eckle Swoosh over on Twitter saying, friend of mine for some reason can't see his OMI wallet in the app. Put a ticket in this week. And Puddin' Cheeks goes and respond, if you can't see it in the app, go to omi.vivi.me, and that's where you can access that. So that was fun. Jurassic Park. All right. Well, we have a couple things to go over. We'll do the Jurassic Park thing real quick. No, we won't do that. We will do. Oh, do I not have it here? Oh, okay. I have to go and I'll go to the Vivi thing and show them. Vivi had gone on and posted 2 of their blog articles on today, and we have to go over both of them because they 100% affect us. But the first thing that we're going to go over is the red Lego thing. Nathan Sawaya, they have their red Lego thing, which is not animated, but their green torso is animated. And these things sell for like thousands of dollars in the real world. So they're probably going to sell out. And they also have the Rider, so these are all very, very scarce. One is for 600. Well, the 2 ultra rares are for 600, and the secret rare, or not $600, they're 600 mints, which means 510. And the Rider, the secret rare, has 450 editions, which means 360 editions, which means that after all of these sell out, it'll be a clean, even $69,000 gross day for Vivi on that drop, which is not a ton of money. So last week, let's go over this again. It's tasting a lot better now. All right, so last week, or a couple days ago, we had Green Lantern, which was like, all right, well, let's go. Green Lantern, Unite the Seven, part of the Justice League. Hal Jordan, like everyone's favorite Green Lantern. Most people's. I personally like John Stewart better. I've said that before. Anyway, cool. 140-something thousand dollars may or may not sell out. I don't know. Depends how much people like it. The animation looked good. But then they announced the Luke Skywalker X-Wing. I was like, and not just any X-Wing, because there were a lot of those. It was a Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, where it's going to be interactive with R2-D2 in the Viviverse. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, Green Lantern's not selling out. They're not selling out. And I was like, well, I don't even know if this is going to sell. This is $60. There's a lot of editions. This is a lot. But to my surprise, Green Lantern did sell out in an hour. X-Wing sold out 16 minutes. So my first immediate thought today, when they had announced um, the Lion King uh, NFTs, I was like, okay, yeah, these Lego statues ain't selling out. But then I was like, okay, well, the statues of 79, 89, 99, 1929, 39. These statues, people have to spend $70,000 less on these statues for them to sell out than they would Green Lantern. And there's a lot less mints on these, and there's a couple of them. These will probably sell out. And I'm assuming, unless the animation is bad or weird, or unless that the Lion King will sell out as well. But yeah, those are my thoughts. So this is going to be on 19 August. So this is going to be in Saturday. Saturday is 19 August. Yes. So this will be Saturday. However, that is not the only thing that we have this week, and neither is the Simba. Jurassic Park's 30th anniversary. We finally have the drops for these. And the numbers for these, which I do like a bit better because I like Jurassic Park. These are coming out on 18 August. So these are coming out on Friday. I may or may not be able to go and get these. These are, sorry, one second. Okay. I've never had, I'll be traveling on Friday, but for these, they're only 25 gems, which makes it a lot easier. So two of these are 1993 and 1393. So that means 1903 plus 1303. Okay, and then we have another 1393. So another 1303, 4500, and the secret rare is 993. So plus 903. 5,412 of these, but they're only 25 gems, so it's $135,000. Now, some of these are cool. You know that meme, and this is the cryo can, that meme where Newman is talking with that dude at the lunch table, and he's like, oh, he has this, where it's like, I don't know, he has, let's say girls are always worried about, oh my god, I'm too fat, my hair's not wavy enough, or whatever, and like the meme will be a guy's like, oh, her tummy's too fat, and then like, see, nobody cares, like, women are just beautiful creatures. Anyway, that's a meme can, the cryo can. And then speaking of Newman, we have Nedry's computer. He's the one that we kind of hate in the movie, but he's Newman, so we like him. You didn't get the magic word, or you didn't say the magic word, where Samuel L. Jackson is going and trying to hack it. Then you have the animated DNA thing. I don't know if it's a little weird, but okay. And then obviously you have the Dilophosaurus. I guess that's how you say that. And the Dilophosaurus, again, cool. And again, you know how these are the red and white. Again, why are some of these, and they don't show inside the app, but they show on the blog article. Why are these red and white? And then if those are red and white, why are these blue and white for these these other statues? There's got to be something to that, and I guarantee you it's with the Vivi logos, where if you have those Vivi logos, you know that correspond with that color, you get more tickets, something like that. There's got to be something, that there's got to be a reason for this color pattern. Like, there's a pattern, and I don't know what it is yet, but there's got to be a good one, and it has to be something like that. Unless they're just trolling us, there has to be something like that. What does Brock have 36 of? Gods? I don't know. Anyway, moving on to the rest of the stuff. Brock McBlockchain says, holy moly, you have no idea how excited I am for these. I love Jurassic Park, Mr. DNA, Dennis Nedry's computer. These are going to be insane to use in the Viviverse. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. I don't know. Nakomi posts, getting ready to take advantage of OMI utility in the Vivi Master Collector program. Join blockchain engineer Jasna and learn how to deposit your tokens to Immutable X Layer 2. Send them to the wallet. So they have their own video that they did. Foster did a video. A bunch of people did a video. We have Octavian saying it was not Akomi. What was Akomi not already verified? Where's the blue check? Akomi says we're still verified. Seems to be because we updated the username, so it should return soon because they are Akomi OMI now, and that's why they updated their username. And then you have Jeremy Padower going saying, first off, I love seeing OMI profoundly represented next to the Akomi brand. Second, positioned as the utility token of Vivi Digital Collectibles ecosystem is excellent. Third, attached to Master Collector Program. Let's keep that momentum. OMI plus utility equals heart checkmark. Absolutely love it. Go Collect is going off of the rumor that we had talked about here a couple days ago, saying, is it a good time to invest in Uncanny X-Men number 30, the first appearance of Dazzler? Based upon its historical data and rumors swirling around Taylor Swift, it very well could be. And we have that on the Vivi app. I think it's like $10 now for the comment. It's nuts. Sleep in Comics makes a post saying, like, the mind is ready, but the body is weak. And Foster Hill says, your profile picture makes me weak. I love them so much. I love those two. Working. Fanny Carbonell goes over and posts, we did it. We're trending. Chris Severs had posted, OMI, probably nothing. What is trending? And OMI is trending. And shout out to Fanny Carbonell for bringing that to my attention. It was pretty much Silent Hill up in here before. It was cloudy and foggy AF. Clever Jerk posting on the Vivi feed this morning has the 321 Luke Skywalker X-Wing and the 321 R2D2 saying episode 4, spoiler alert, mint 321 X-Wing and R2D2. Oh my god, Clever Jerk is just, he's such a man. One of my whales got to level number 88 today. Congrats, he's in the top 100 wallets. Congratulations, you've got enough points to take to the next level, blah, 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 blah. And that is, okay, that's enough news for today. I've talked for 42 minutes. I really want to answer questions. Let's get this spread. All right, well, I'm going to answer your question first. Good news super chat. All right, Omar Casada says, let's go. Big Meme Head 21 says, the GOAT streams once again. It's like, I feel like Prince Vegeta when he turns into Super Saiyan for the first time. It's like, I am the Prince of all Saiyans once again. Oh, I love him so much. Anyway, Sanji says, let's get this bread, and I love this game. Yes, let's get this bread, and I love this game as well. Oh, Jordan Rees, welcome to Chavez Topians. Thank you for becoming a member. I love you so much. Wes says, so besides the 10 million OMI stake for MCP points, what else is Vivi doing for OMI? There's a couple of things. One of which I had gone over before, which the OMI to bronze waitlist tickets. For every, let's say one bronze ticket is equal to $1 worth of OMI. You go and you buy a bronze ticket, and you use that bronze ticket. I mean, either way, whether you use it or not, that OMI is automatically burned. And then you use the bronze ticket, and it either works or it doesn't work. It doesn't matter. That OMI is already burned. So that's the next thing that they're going to roll out. I'm hoping that's in Q4. I'm guessing that since they announced the OMI staking, that I'm hoping that starts to roll out next month. And by next month, we have a couple people in beta for it. Okay, you're staking this, you're getting this amount of MCP points. And then I'm hoping that in October, November, everyone has it. So that this way in December, everyone starts to, we have beta tests for the MCP tickets. I'm really hoping something like that happens. It could very well not happen until Q1, but who knows? And then on top of that, you might have OMI to NFT after that. That's going to be one of the things where you're able to go and purchase NFT, maybe with gems. So at that point, we might have the gem liquidity pool out there. So they're doing that with it. And they're going, and they're from the business development wallet, which has 40 billion OMI, which is meant so that they could sell it in order to go and get money for licensors or get money for whatever. It was meant for that. But they're deciding to take 5.5 billion OMI and burn it like to the ground. So they're doing that for it. And for the gem liquidity pool, they're donating 1 million gems to it that they could easily make $1 million on. And they're just putting in that gem liquidity pool so that people can buy gems with OMI, and that OMI will automatically be burned. So they're burning the 5.5 billion OMI to start, and then they have another $1 million worth of OMI that they're donating to be burnt as well. So that is a couple of other things that they're doing for OMI, and that's just right now. And they'll also have next year. They'll have, this is season 0 staking rewards. We'll have season 1 and 2 and 3 and so on, and there'll be a lot more rewards for locking up your OMI. Mass Murders says, "Was good, yo, was good." Mass Murders, how's it going? So it's a tough week for sure, Randy. Yeah. But like Natsuki Takaya says, repeat the good and the bad, and do it all, and pile on the years. Smarty Pants says, "Was good, Randy. Reached a new milestone in my Grumpy Cat bag. You'll see in the message I sent." Okay, Smarty Pants. Telegram. Hang on here. Oh, hey. I see a couple. I'm sorry. It's been a very, very crazy week. I haven't gotten it, but oh my God, you have so much Grumpy Cat. Oh my goodness. Yes, no one will. Well, maybe some people might catch you, but Jesus, man, you've got a lot of Grumpy Cat, and you're gonna be so freaking rich. Grumpy Cat's been doing pretty okay. I guess we'll go over that real quick. And I did. One of my whales is in Grumpy Cat. Not as much as you have. They have a couple trillion, but again, not as much as you have. It's up 7% on the day, and we are closing in on that $2 million market cap, creating that little base. Huzzah for that. Let's see what the 4chan is doing. Gucci gang. 4chan's also up 6.5% over on the day. Still higher than the Grumpy Cat. Slow and steady may or may not win this race. We shall see. Moving on. Darth Chaos says, "Hello there." Oh, General Darth Chaos. Mike Jones says, "Can you tell us any extra tokens that you are just as bullish on as OMI?" There are none. There are tokens that I think can outperform OMI. I think you have this is a very, very low chance, but greater than 0, that you have both Grumpy Cat and 4chan that could outperform, or just because their market caps are stupid small. So it's possible that obviously meme coins, they both have good communities. They could do more than 100x. And then you have Bumper. Bumper has a little bit higher of a chance to do that. If they get picked up, it's not like 100x. It's like a 400x or 500. That could go crazy. But again, it's contingent. I don't like to speak in absolutes. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. But when I tell my whales, like, hey, what's your level of certainty that OMI is going to do 100x? I say I'm not uncertain. Like, it's going to do that. But would I tell them the same thing about Bumper? No. If they get picked up and if they go and they do what they're supposed to do and they get utilized like they're supposed to, then yes, they probably will outperform OMI. But there's a chance that they don't get picked up and that adoption just isn't there, in which case you're kind of dead in the water. So there's no other token that I believe that can do what OMI can do as safely as it can do it. Yeah, what's safer than OMI? Sure, Bitcoin. Sure, Ethereum. Sure, a bunch of these other super stable, super coveted coins. But Bitcoin's obviously the safest. But you go and you take, it's never going to get the type of returns that OMI will. Like Bitcoin's already done, so much growth. And again, I'm not saying that it won't grow again. It's not going to do just like a 2x. It'll do like a 5x. It'll go to 150 this next bull market. It might go higher, but I don't think it's going to do like a 10x. I don't think. 10x for Bitcoin. What does that bring it at? 3? Oh, 3. I guess it could. 300,000 is really not outside the realm of possibility. It could definitely do 300. 10x. So it could definitely be a 300,000. But let's say 100x. Does it get to $3 million? No. The Bitcoin is not going to do a 100x. Can it do a 10x? Sure. Can it do a 20x? Maybe. That gets a little more outside the realm of possibility, but it's still possible. But Bitcoin's not doing 100x. I tell my whales this all the time. Bitcoin will likely do a 5x, and now that we've established maybe even a 10x, get to 300,000 a coin. But it's not going to do what Omi's going to do. Again, that's what I tell my whales. That's, you know, between me and them. You guys, you know, anything can do anything. Prince Toby says, just watched a recent video about unused Vivi licenses and remembered Vivi has the license for Bleach, Naruto, and Scooby-Doo. Got this video from old Cavell video. Do not take anything that Cavell has for fact at all. Like, at all. That being said, WB has Scooby-Doo, so yeah, that's true. We have Media Link, which has My Hero Academia. I don't believe we would have the license that has Naruto or Bleach, though. Someone could correct me down below if they have an actual link or an actual Medium article or VV blog article about that. But no, Scooby-Doo is one thing for WB, but Bleach and Naruto, I do not believe it is not public that we have that yet. If we do have it, again, I don't believe that's public. Anyway, Bill Gardner, thank you for the super chat saying, what's up, Earth 2 and VV OG. Bill Gardner, we got to get you up here. I absolutely love you. Jason Lawrence says, what's up, brother? Hashtag Silicone Strong, hashtag VV, hashtag Omi to the moon. This kills me that, I mean, but Silicone's someone that knew, you know, got it. And that's why, and he was one of the ones that went for the person, the most notable person to go first and heavy on the Todd and heavy on a lot of these things because he knew. And I guarantee you he knew Omi as well. Yeah, this is, it really kind of pains me to see that. I mean, again, he knew what was coming and could see it, but I really wish he was going to be here to see it. Yeah, that sucks. Anywho, moving on. Jordan Reed says, Randy, what's up, Jordan? How's it going, fam? Janoya Evans says, yo, Randy, how do you feel about the new artists with the Lego style art? Are you participating in the drop? I really do have a limited amount of money. I will come into a fudge ton of money in the next 5-ish months. But yeah, I'll get back to this question in a second because I really want to think about that. But first, we got a super chat coming from Bill Gardner saying, who's Cavell? I don't know how savage I can be on here. Cavell is, you gotta give credit where credit is due. A lot of people got into Vivi because of a Cavell video. I dare say that for a time, more people got into Vivi because of Cavell than almost any other YouTuber. Because he was one of the only sources of information. He had a big following. But again, give credit where that is due. And now I don't want to go to, I mean, apparently, like Will Smith, he can't keep my name out of his mouth. So we'll say it like this. Remember in Rocky 3 when that announcer from ESPN says, Rocky was a fine champion, but his reign is over, blah, 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 blah. Cavell is like the appendix. If Vivi is a human body, is human evolution, Cavell is like the appendix that had definitely had a use a long time ago, but that was so long ago, no one even remembers what that was anymore. Anywho, moving on here. Thank you for the super chat. We have like button. Okay. So Janoy Evans, how do you feel about the new artists with the Lego style art? Are you? It's great. Again, their physical stuff goes for thousands of dollars. I would say in that realm, kind of like the self-made. I remember when that was $400. I was like, oh guys, you got to get this, and a lot of them did, and now it's like $1,100. Why? Because the one physical statue of that, the big one, sold for tens of thousands of dollars. I was like, guys, Brett Crawford, like, come on. And you know, people listened. This, because it's multiple different ones of them, I'm going to say is, you know, Vivi does like scarcity, and they'll probably sell out. I won't be going for it because, again, I have very limited funds right now. I just spent so much these last few months, you know, for those of you just getting here or have, you know, the number 43 Luke Skywalker set, the number 41 logos, you know, these all cost a decent amount. And what I really want to save for, I want to get a third. Oh, I want to get a third gold and silver Vivi logo. I want to get more OMI. And even though these things that are coming out are cool, and I'm sure they'll go up in the future from when you buy them at here, if you buy them at retail. I like other things more. These would be some of the things that I think in Mario Party 6 or 8, I remember in order to see the credits, you had to buy them. Like you had to win a bunch of these, games. You had to get a couple of coins in your bank, and you could buy items. You could buy mini games. You could buy this, and then to see the credits, you had to buy them. And I go to my friend John Chan. I was like, "Why would you buy these?" And he's like, "Well, if you have bought everything else in the game, why not?" I was like, "Oh, okay, fair point." There's just a lot of other things that I would want to buy. And now, granted, these are $50. They're not a ton of money. It's not like I'm spending thousands of dollars on them. These are, I mean, if you have most of what you want, and it's just an extra $50, like, I'll get it. And you want to go and increase your balance sheet, because again, you buy them at $50, they'll do a doubling, they'll do a tripling, they'll do very well. Which is so strange because, people would love, buying Secret Rare Spider-Man right now. They would much rather get one of those than one of these. But the Secret Rare Spider-Man, let's say that goes from 6K to 9K, which it will. It's only a $3,000 difference, and you have an 8.5% fee. In this, you have a 2.5% fee, and it's a lot easier to sell. You don't have to convince somebody to spend close to 5 figures on it. Hey, give me $100. Yeah. So, but that being said, Spider-Man is a flex piece. People that have this, it's going to be rare, and I think this is definitely what's going to help you stand out. A lot of the big places in the Viviverse will have the Spider-Man and the Riso and the Todd and Superman and all that, but less people can have these than the partners, and some people will get it just because it's scarce. Not a lot of people can have it. I guarantee you people get that. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun. Prince Toby says, your quote about people still fear what they feared when they were young is very true. When I was 3, I feared the big bad wolf coming in my room and eating me alive. Now I'm afraid of werewolves. I think most people should be afraid of werewolves. They're freaking werewolves. But I see what you mean. Some people might not have that particular fear, that particular phobia. What really gets me is 3 a.m. and I'm on like scary TikTok, and it's like suddenly it's like, I don't know, this little ghost girl that's like running down the hall. It's like, oh my god. Most likely it's just some parent's kid that they can't keep under control, but if it doesn't scare you. Mass Murder says, smash the like button. Yes, smash it. Jordan Reed says, Wes, bronze tickets, which you can redeem for MCP points so you can level up faster, or bet MCP points waitlist. Wes says, Jordan, is that for sure though, or just speculate? No, no, that is 100% confirmed. Jordan says, on the Vivi website, yep. My last video is old OUP, FYI, I made a mistake. Oh, damn, Jordan made a mistake. Dan O says, Jordan is correct. The only current planned utilities are depositing OMI for more MCP points and spending OMI for bronze tickets. There's going to be a lot more than that, though. JKRB says, it's now called bronze MCP tickets. Nice. Jordan says, there will be reward tiers still and other perks. Stan says, hot dogs for life. Yo, the hot dog cart people are my homies. We love the hot dog cart people, and hot dogs in general. Where was I before? Stan has made me lose my spot. Okay. Jordan Reed says, I actually think it's going to be very similar to the old OUP from what I've seen and heard. Yes, it will be very similar. You will be going and having, I'm going to say like 95 to 98% of that is still going to be there. And there's going to be new things that have been, that are going to be added that we haven't had before. So again, very excited. Ilgar says, Jordan, my dude. Jordan says, just won't be called OUP. Yep. Sanjay says, we are early. Well, listen, we are, let's say 2 years ago. Well, 2 years ago, I mean, the price was like 002, and it would 4x to 008. So we were 2 years ago. Yeah, we were early, but not super early. A year and a half ago, we were like, January 2021, we were still, Chavez was still a millionaire. We were at the top. We're still really good. but we're not super early anymore. You know, there's been a bunch of us that have been waiting for 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, and you're not going to have to wait that long to have a steady, you know, less than a year, like 6 months, like this. I don't think we go below 0007 again. I mean, we've been holding really. We've had like a nice triple bottom at 0008. So, you know, I don't think we really go lower than that. You might have a Black Swan event that could do something like that, but remember when Joker is talking to Batman in the cell and is like, but I know the truth. There is no going back. You've changed things. Like this announcement for OUP or the loyalty program, this has changed things. Like there's no going back to, oh, is OMI a scam? Are they, you know, they never mentioned the token. Are they walking away from the token? Like one, it was ridiculous even when it came out, but two, like there is no room for that argument anymore. And if you believe that argument, you are probably in that bottom 10% of IQ where you can't do a job without it being absolutely counterproductive, because the info is out there. It's like it's just willful ignorance at that point. Clearly info is hitting you in the face of, hey, we have a bunch of these things that we're doing, some of which is already announced, that is confirmed, and then you're just willfully choosing to ignore it. But that being said, so we're not super duper early anymore. We're still early. We're not in the, you know, the bottom 1% that was years early. Now if people get in, you're kind of early. You know, it's not at bottom anymore. It's probably not going to go lower than this, and you don't have to wait years for it to pump. You have to wait a couple months. I can't freaking wait. We got Sonia says let's freaking go. Jordan says just grabbed another 5 million OMI. Jordan, you beast at 220 million OMI. Oh my God, take me now, Jordan. What do you want for some OMI? I'll make you feel good. No, I'm joking. I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But I mean, like, you know, how much? No. Bill Gardner says, yeah, need Brock on again. Totally need Brock on. Sanji says, no, stop, Jordan. I'm trying to buy more too. Sanji's laughing. Jordan says, I'm done now. Probably done. I mean, nobody's done buying OMI. I've said that multiple times. I remember saying it like 25 million OMI. All right, guys, that's enough. Okay, I'll get to 30 if you guys want me to. Okay, you keep super chatting me. I'll get to 35. I'll get to 45, and then 50, and 55, and then oh God, what's the name of that quote? All 59 and take back the square. Yeah, that's a double reference. Anyway, and then I got to 69 million. Then I got to 75, and then I got to 100 million, and I was like, okay, I'm done. 110. Okay, I'll get to Bilbo's 111D. Get to 111. Well, 120's got a nice ring to it. 150, I'll get that. And now I'm at 172. And I say I'm done. Who knows? Pablo Stanamervit says, let's get this bread. I love this game. Where's Dashi? So Dashi is currently at the home and taking care of business and working overtime. And I am currently at the Whale Week convention area, and I've got a couple more days, and then I shall retire back to my Dashi. JKRB says there will be tweaks for OUP, but I'm sure the OMI team would make it worth using. They will 100% make it worth using. I know this. This I know. Bill Garner says, haha, I do the same. I have to buy in like fives or tens. Can't have weird numbers. I feel it. Jordan says, yep, same BG, same. Bogar says 200,000 into OMI going in 3 days. Oh, Pavle, we have much to talk about. Punch. We got Punch. We got a lot to talk about. Punch. Cybertruck. It's 41%. I like him. Okay. JKRB says the first implementation of OUP may not be effective, but I'm sure the second or third, etc., would be. Yes, they will. Pablo says, hey, what's up with our barefoot contest? What about barefoot? What? James Brown says, Barbie has sold some really expensive figures before. I don't think it would translate to NFTs, though. You'd be surprised. Be really surprised. Okay, moving on. Jordan, give me that wink. Wes says, Jordan with the 220 million OMI. Oh, Jordan. Jordan, you a beast. And Jordan says, "Yo, Wes, I DM'd you on the Twitters on the X. A business says I need gold and silver logo, but only have USDT. Can anyone point me in the right direction of who I can buy one from?" Well, I don't think anybody has unredeemed cards. So a business, you would have to go and turn that into gems, and then you'd have to go and say, "Hey guys, if anyone has, let's say right now the floor is $4,000 for a gold and silver logo, you would have to go and say, "Hey guys, can somebody sell it to me for like 3,800, something like that," and most likely one person would, but okay, I'll take it. But yeah, that is my top priority for my whales. Yes. Wraithax saying 71 watching. Smash that like button. Thank you for the super chat, Wraithax. We love you. Oh. Hiccups. Ruxar. Give me that cat. Meow. Jordan Reed says, let's freaking go. Felipe B says, USDT to money to gems and Vivi, and then let's go. Yes, a business. That is the way. Jordan Reed says, welcome to Chavez Topians. Oh, thank you so much, Jordan, for being part of the Chavez Topians, and you are a member now. A business says, too much work. I'd rather trade with USDT. You can't. I mean, eventually you'll be able to take USDT and buy gems. That's fine. But listen, like the work that you are doing in order to get it is work well spent. It's time well spent. Even if you don't want let's say if you don't want any of the conversations with powerful people, or you don't want the networking abilities, you're going to want the freaking logo. Because maybe you don't want to network, maybe you don't care about parties, maybe you don't care about the extra money that it gives you, the recurring revenue, but maybe you just care about ROI. Or else why'd you be looking to spend? Okay, well, if you just care about that, I did a video a couple days ago stating why it'll be tens of thousands of dollars in the future. So yeah, it's good to get for that. But it's not something that I suggest any of the people I advise sell. At least not right away. Jordan Reed says, whoo, I remember. Mark Robertson says, let's go, fam. 2:30 a.m. in Europe. Whoop, 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 whoop. Kelly Bardreau says, wasn't someone stacking the cabbages? Are they really? People stacking the cabbages? It's amazing. Mark Robinson says, I would only use OMI to buy collectibles. Make it burn. Cabbages. That's hard. It's a Pocahontas reference. What says, welcome to the club, Jordan. Bill Garner says, so pumped for Jurassic Park drop. Didn't say the magic word. Stan says, colors mean something. I believe so too. Bill Garner says, sold my Dazzler common instantly. People really do want that. They do. I have a couple myself. Connor saying, hi. Vivi Moonboy says, 20,000 master collectors wanting 10 million OMI. No more OMI for Jordan Reese to buy. I don't think there are that many master collectors. I think there are like a couple hundred, but I could be wrong. Jordan Reese says, haha, I'll be okay with that. Just bought another 12K bump as well. Get it. Jordan says, thanks, Wes. Wes says, bump has scary potential. Agreed. Jordan Reese has $33,000 worth of bump now. Yo, you can be making... I mean, that could be a couple $1 million. It's nuts. BB Moonboy says, I have 10K bumper tokens. Nice. Oh, at 33,000 bump or 33,000 bump? I think $33,000 in bump. I think that's what you mean. Jordan says, woo. Wes says, nice. I'm a 30K bump. Okay, maybe it's not that. Maybe it's just, well, whatever you have will do a couple 100X, most likely, if it gets picked up. Jordan says, ha 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 ha, Cavell. Bill says, it's Cavell. I love you guys. Thank you for the super chat, Bill. And Biz says, I don't take any one YouTuber word as truth. Everything is entertainment to me. Well, that's a fair point. I mean, like Eminem says, we are entertainers. Oh, no, that's Nirvana. Wait, hold on. What is that line from these kids who don't have a thing except for reading it? Oh, no, it matters. Oh, God. There is a, sing for the moment. There is a line where Eminem says, entertain us. It's affecting ourselves. You ignoramus. What is the line? Got our checks in the mail. Oh my God, there's a line. All right, I gotta Google this. But I know Nirvana had the song "Entertain Us." All right, sing for the moment. I'm gonna put lyrics on here. Head case, headphones, mad talking back, talking black, brainwashed from rock and rap. Sorry. Sing holy, intertwine. All right, gangsters, killers, and the sanctum on the one only the field. State when we make. Let's go. Oh my God, where is it? Poor, just rapping. Trying to prevent turning you. Okay, on a convict. Oh my God. All right. This grudge is against me. B. I could have sworn there was. Okay. Alter moods and talk to you. I think shit is cool. Protecting ourselves. Oh wait. Totem pistols. Okay, no. Protecting nothing. That's what kids. Pictures on the walls all day long. I was about to saw shit of their lives. Like another wishing they died. I could have sworn there was a lyric called "Entertain Us" but maybe I'm tripping. Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on. Vivi Moonboy says $10 OMI video from. Yeah, I mean, by all means, yeah. Let the YouTubers. Well, I mean, if again, I answer every question as honestly as I can, and I don't want really misinformation to get out there. First, I'll say that not any one person can know everyone. Like, you just can't. There are people that Dan Lee knows that I don't know. There are people that Foster Hilt knows that I don't know. Brock McBlotchy. There are every single person, every single YouTuber out there knows somebody that I don't. That know multiple, probably dozens of people that I don't. But I will say this: most other people, they're not in it like I am. They have other careers. You know, Chris Coffey has coffee. Dan Lee is a healthcare professional. Foster Hilt has his own career in the protection agencies. You know, other people do other things. But this is what I do all day. And in the movie Avengers Endgame, where Captain Marvel goes and says, like, okay, well, we're gonna go find Thanos and I'm gonna kill him. And Rhodey says, like, listen, new girl, we're all about that superhero life. You know, what makes you think this time's gonna be any different? And she says, well, last time you didn't have me. And as much as I love and respect all these other YouTubers going out and making the content they're making, help growing the fam, growing the hobby, whatever they're doing, they are not me. And I know that a lot of people, you know, we do this for fun because it is fun and I love it. And again, I know I recognize that I'm sounding what I'm sounding like a douche. Skadoosh. Sorry, I love that movie and that line. But I see it here. Like this week has been nicknamed Whale Week. The things that are happening here will happen for Vivi within the next 2 years. And I know, like, well, Chavez, I don't care about 2 years away. Most of the people here don't care about 2 years away. Most of the people care about what their bags are like right now and what they'll be next quarter, by the end of this quarter. Sure, I get that. But for the few of you that can see past the first couple weeks, you know, months, and then a year, I want to go and respond to a business. I don't take any YouTuber's word as truth. Obviously, do your own research and take a little bit from everywhere. And I'm not saying that, but this isn't me saying, guys, I have a plan, what I'm going to do, and it's going to be this and that. No, it's somebody else's plan that is much smarter, much more experienced, a lot more money than I do, and obviously know more and powerful people than I do. They're going to get it done. And it's not just one person doing it, it's a whole bunch of people. So when I say, well, OMI in general is going to go up, but the gold and silver Vivi logo is going to have some major form of utility that won't just be at Vivi events, although it will be. And not only that, but they won't announce it first. That Vivi, if they do have utility for the blue and white, green and white, orange and white, and red and white logo, we'd like them to announce it first. If by this time next year they haven't announced anything, we'll announce ours, and those logos will have utility, both in the real world and in the cyberspace Viviverse era. I'm pretty sure that Vivi is going to have their form of utility, and we will have ours. And if Vivi is going to announce what I think they're going to announce, then obviously theirs will be better because you'll be able to use that like every week, every month. But ours will also be able to be used technically every day, depending on other things that go on. So yeah, moving on. Hey, I just read that. Jordan Reese is 100%. That's what we provide. We do. Bill Gardner says, I got into Vivi because of Randy. Oh, thanks, Bill Gardner. Love you, fam. Unk says, I got into Vivi because of the IP. It could have been anyone talking about Vivi, and I would have listened. Fair point. The Moonboy says, I think he did a BlackRock buying Vivi video. That's possible. I mean, Vivi at some point will be up for sale. I don't know when, but at some point. Bill Gardner says, I was watching Randy Carr videos and in the old office. Yes, I remember that. God, that was it seemed like a lifetime ago. It was just a couple of years. In the old office of a high-risk lending place. And I love working for myself. I love building a client list. I love having my back against the wall. And one of the things that I explained to the Oils this week, a couple of them, is that, hey, out of everyone, sell me on you, sell me on Randy Chavez. And this isn't about me being a good person, even though I try to be, and most of the times I am. This is about me being right, and again, super egotistical, but I feel like on this particular issue, I have reason to be. And most of you, probably all 82 of you, have heard this before. In 2012, I had told two particular people, hey, guys, I'm tired of working 3 jobs for this really crappy apartment and a car payment, and these were not any type of jobs, any type of money I was making now. I was working as a veterinary assistant in an animal hospital. I was working in a grocery store, and I was doing something else on the side. And it was not glamorous. It was enough to live on, but in Long Island, when you have no education, it was not a lot of money. So I told these two people, guys, I'll be, going into the Air Force in September. I told them this in early 2012, and they're like, I'll believe it when I see it. It's like, and these people had known me in some of my worst moments, and in some of my best moments, they didn't recognize what that was. So, but I proved them wrong. I didn't go in that September. I went in that December. And I won't say what some of them said, but I did really well. I got what's called Senior Airman Below the Zone, so I did exceedingly well, got promoted before I was supposed to. And in the 3rd or 4th year, I was like, okay, really not liking a lot of the stuff that, seeing going on, kind of want to get out. But my mind wasn't made up yet. And then I had a couple people, those same people, and some of the people in the Air Force, and listen, job market's hard out there. In the military, and the military incentivizes you to stay in. We'll give you promotion, we'll give you this, we'll give you a new duty station. We try to cross-train if you want, which they really don't like to do. But, you can, they try to make it seem, and they have an entire week of them saying, listen, it's hard out there. Here's how expensive it really is. Here's how much this costs. How much does this cost? And then again, those same people that I told you about before are saying, listen, you have a thing in here. Don't just, you have a decent chance for a career, chance for retirement. Don't throw it away because you're tired, you don't like it. Stop being a bitch and just tough it out. And then I deployed, and I was like, I'm not freaking doing this again. So I got out, and I went to school, and because I'd never gone to school, they were like, okay, well, you're not gonna listen. Like, I know you're gonna quit, or you're not gonna be able to do it, and you're just not gonna. You're gonna be one of those homeless vets, and I'm not gonna be here to pick up the pieces. And I was like, okay, well, listen, I'm not deploying again. I'm not doing this again. Even though now I'd love to deploy. I'm not doing this again. I'm tired of the BS that goes on. I'm gonna get out and go to school. So when I went to school, I made the dean's list because of how awesome I was, It was, be advised, this is not in a high end school. This was Nassau Community College. It was a community college. As far as low tier schools go, I think there was one person in my class that couldn't even read. So it was not hard to make the dean's list in this school, I don't think. So I do that, and then I work with my friend Dean part time. He was an IT guy running wires on places, and that's where the autism kicked in. I went and I had went to this office. There were a bunch of numbers on the board. I was like, "What is that?" And he said, "I don't know. They sell money." And I was like, "What? What are these numbers? What are these? What does it all mean?" And I was like, "Listen, I'm so curious. You got to get me an invite. You got to get me like a job interview with this guy." He's like, I'll set up the meet. From there, it's on you. I was like, "Okay." And this beautiful soul of a person, this beautiful man named Daniel Hardwick, who's been on the podcast. Go listen to that. He's my mentor, my brother, someone that, like an angel on my shoulder for years, and continues to be to this day. He's my very good friend, and I love him. He goes on and says, Dean says you're very outgoing, and Dean says you go out and get what you want, and Dean says you're very driven. And at the time, his girlfriend was a former Marine, and he's like, "Listen, because Dean likes you, I'll like you. We'll give you a shot. Around here, we're family, and after a certain amount of time goes by, I hope to call you family as well." Love that man ever since. Always love him. And again, I have to give him a call. And after a couple months there was 1 month, actually 3 years ago today. No, 6 years ago today. Sorry, it was 2017. I made about $8,000 in 1 month, and this is in my summer vacation. It was in August, and I was like, "Oh, I'm not going back to school." So some of those people that I told you about before, that is like, I'm not talking to you like you're doing scams. Like you can't make $8,000 in 1 month. You're too stupid for this. You're too. I know you. You don't work hard. You don't, like, despite all of, like, I got freaking medals and shit in the military. Anyway, like, you don't work hard. Like, you're not smart enough. This this is a scam. Like, you're getting scammed, or you're scamming people, like, whatever. And it's like, but I knew the numbers, and I knew by speaking to people, like, I might not know quants. I might not know data scraping or whatever, but I could tell when someone's freaking lying to me. I could tell when someone's honest and they're serious, and I could tell what businesses were going to thrive and make money with the money that I gave them. And then I could also tell which businesses were polishing the knobs on the Titanic, that were trying to sell me a sob story about, "Oh, I need this money because I want to give my kids a Christmas." Like, well, you should have been better with your freaking money. I'm not going to give you mine. And is that cold-hearted? Absolutely. But that's how I thrive, and that's how I made what I made. And other people, and not just the people I told you about, but the other people that are just like, "Listen, you're kind of going from one thing to the other, and now you're doing this, high-risk lending. What do you know about it? You've never been in finance before." Freaking killed it. Within a month, I started my own business under their umbrella. Killed it. And then when the liver thing came out, I had a clearly not the best. Being a veteran has its downsides. I would like to think I have my sins under control. Sometimes I do not. Sometimes I'm gluttonous and partake in the devil's juice. Anyway, had a liver thing happen. Thought I was gonna die. Didn't die. Had a appendix thing happen. Thought I was gonna die. Didn't die. And I was like, okay, what do I want to do? I like Pokemon cards. I started buying Pokemon cards, and people were like, all right, whatever, nerd, but it makes sense. And then the full autism kicked in. I was like, wow, these first edition PSA 10 cards, these are selling for 5 to 8 times what the 9s are selling for. So that means it's only selling for 2 times what the 9s are selling for. 10s are super undervalued, but if they're selling for like 10 or 20 times what the 9 is selling for, the 9 is super undervalued, then I should buy all the 9s. And I made more money than I could think of. And people are like, oh, you're buying children's cardboard. Like, you're wrong. These same people, all of these people tell me I was wrong at every single step of the way, where I continued to be right at every step of the way. And I got addicted to that need of being right, of seeing things where no other people could see them, of being completely underestimated. Like, I need that. And then it happened with Tesla. It happened when went on and the pandemic happened, and people were just like, "Oh, Elon Musk is crazy. He's a psychopath. He's got emotional problems. The cars go on fire. He's got mental issues, and they're never going to last. The competition is coming, and he's diabolical. He's not good with money. The Tesla's losing money. They've never made a profit." And some of those things were true. Tesla had never made a profit up to that point. But it's not from lack of demand. They continuously sold everything that they made. And the reason, if they were to just make one car, they'd be profitable from the first quarter. But they didn't want to settle at one car. They had the Model S, the Model X, the Model 3, and the Model Y, and the Tesla Cybertruck coming out. And I knew it. I was like, well, if they stayed with one car, they'd be profitable. But they're not, because they're growing their business. They're expanding. They're taking on good debt. And, they have the full self-driving coming out, and they have the insurance. And Tesla will, if you want something that's not Bitcoin, that's safe, Tesla will be a multi, I would say $6 trillion company by the end of the decade. So that's like a 5-6x from where it is now. But again, everyone said, "You're crazy. This is not good. The economy is going to shit. Why are you buying? This is dumb. You think you're a stockbroker now? You didn't go to school. You don't have your Series 7 license. You have a 67 license. Maybe you have a gift with these, these idiots that have 600 credit that you're giving money to, and for whatever reason, the high interest rates. Maybe that's why you're making money. You're scamming these people." It's like, well, we're not doing anything illegal. Same as high-risk credit cards that go up to 24.99%. It's not like we're car dealerships next to military bases that give these 19-year-olds these 28% interest rates, taking payday loans in order to get the down payment on it. Anyway, I go and, I look at the data, found I'm really good at it in finding undervalued companies, not only with Tesla, but Fastly and Illumina and CRISPR and Square, and I make all this money. And then Earth 2, same thing happened with that, and now we're on Veve and OMI. Everyone for years saying you're wrong. The team doesn't know what they're doing. They, are they really making money? It's like, of course they're freaking making money. They were making money when they had to pay Apple and Google 30 cents on the dollar for every gem that was created, and now they still have to do that for a large amount. But people that buy from the store, they don't have to pay the 30% freaking fee anymore. If they were making money years ago when they had to pay that, and they don't have to pay that now, they're clearly making a lot of money, and they're clearly making more than 30% margins. Clearly the margins are like 60%. So anyway, and the secondary market. But again, people the last few years have been, Vivi doesn't know what they're doing. They're abandoning the token. They're not talking about the token. Something's wrong. These people are liars. And this is, people ask, like, how do you stay making videos every day? How do you stay positive? Because I know I'm right. Because this is the same thing that's happened again, and again for over a decade to no avail. I see, and again, this is exactly what I told the whales that were here this week on the phone, that were here in person. I see things what others don't, and I get off on it. I see patterns where nobody see people seeing random scatter plots, and this is why you go with me, because I've been punched in the face before, both literally and figuratively, and I can keep my cool. Kept my cool flying into a deployed location, can keep my cool when I actually get punched in the face when I was boxing, keep my cool when I lose over $1 million, and I still keep at it. And just so you know, when I lost $1 million, I didn't have tens of millions like you guys have. I just had a little over $1 million. And back to work, started buying more because I knew what was coming, and I've never had to sell a single OMI. And not that I never will, I will when the time is right, and I'll let you know. And the same thing that some of you guys have, you have rules for your investors, you have rules for people managing your money and doing this. Well, some of my rules are that I don't lose. I don't lose my money, I'm not going to lose your money. And we go on and we talk about that, and I sold them on myself. And I'm not saying that, this is what I'm telling you guys, why you should believe in me. Don't believe in me. Believe in Crypto Rain. Believe in Mr. MC1. Believe in Wraithax and Bill Gardner. Believe in other people that are super successful. And again, on paper, I'm not. On paper, I don't have a degree. On paper, I don't have a house. On paper, I have a shitty 2012 Honda Civic. But the track record, I think, speaks for more than itself. I do all these things so I could buy as much OMI as I want. I could have a house right now. I could have multiple. When I had a trophy Kangaskhan, that card that I paid $80,000 for when everyone told me not to. Everyone told me not to. They had one guy offer me his house for that. And the house was worth like $100,000 at the time. It's like, no, because I wound up selling it for $279. Yeah, this is that story, that huge detail from that question of, I forget where the question even was. But I forget what that question even was. And thank you for the 90 people who stayed here through that. But yeah, that's why the whales believe in me. That's why the person that I went to work for in the company that I'm working for now basically took him on as a client, and we take care of each other in different ways. That's why they enjoy me. And that's why I've continued to make videos, because I know I'm right. And nobody on YouTube or Twitter or whoever that can say one bad thing about me is going to change that. The facts are out there. Facts don't care about people's feelings, and this is why I went all in. And slowly but surely, people will realize, oh, Randy Chavez was right again. And that's enough back patting for now. Anywho, oh, the old office. I think that's where we went from. Connor says nostalgia. Love nostalgia. Bill says his Vivi are okay. I love you, Bill. Bill, I love you so. I always will. Bill says, I thought Cavell said I could make life-changing gains if I just listened to him. And that's the other thing. I mentioned this the other day, but I got some crap for making the Golden Vivi logo video. Like, oh, he's a top shiller. Don't listen to Randy. And it's like, well, listen, I've said from the beginning that, the Patreon is there to just support the channel. I'll never say that, oh, I'm not going to answer that question here. That's a Patreon question. You have to buy my Patreon in order for me to answer that question. I'll never say that. I will never say that. I'll say that, okay, I'm an hour behind on comments right now, and if you want to go and super chat so I see it quicker, then sure, save yourself that 30 minutes or whatever, how long it takes me to get to. Or if you want to go to that top end Patreon thing, or you shoot me a text, because I'll answer every question on YouTube as well, even if it's a comment on an old video from years ago. I look at it, I answer every comment. But sometimes it takes me like 12 hours to see that, or a day to see that. And if you want it, yeah, be in that little club, pay $100 a month, and you can text me. Well, you text a phone that forwards to my number, and you text me whenever you want, and I'll answer you right away. Unless I'm on a run or unless I'm sleeping, but I'll answer you right away. And when you go and you take a look at other people that have said, hey, pay for my Discord, like, no, information should be free. Yes, you might have to pay to expedite how fast that information gets to you, but the information will be free. You don't have to do that. I will answer every single question on my videos, on the comments on older videos, and that, but that's it. Twitter, it'll take a little while for me to get to you. I'm always a few days behind. Instagram, I very seldom, rarely answer anymore. Facebook, I never answer anymore. It's YouTube, because that's where I make my money. I don't make money on the comments on a Facebook post. But anyway, why I made that video is because one of the whales asked me about a gold and silver logo, and I was like, yes, you need to get one. And I gave him all of those reasons why, all the reasons I put in the video. That's what I said to him. And because I don't want to be accused of like financial malfeasance, I wanted to say, hey, listen, these are the reasons that I gave this whale, and I don't want to gate this information behind it. You need to be a whale in order to get it. It should be free, so I made a video, and I hope that other people can understand that it wasn't a shill, because I don't intend to sell. I am not selling. I have two Vivi logos, the gold and silver ones. I'm not selling any of them for less than, it'll be in the 5 figures. That, like, it can go up to 9K tomorrow. I'm not selling. It will, and I'm not saying it'll sell immediately when it gets to 10K. I think it would probably have to be in the tens of thousands, like multiple tens of thousands in order to sell. And obviously that's not happening because I make one video. It would happen over, the course of the next year of me going to people saying, hey, you should buy this. And obviously most people, $4,000 is a lot. And to that note, we could announce Pokemon at some point, and if Pikachu comes out, everybody's selling everything. I have no qualms about that. Everyone is going to sell everything so that they can get a Pikachu. They can get a Squirtle. They can get a Char. And again, that's if we get Pokemon. If we have or not, I don't know. But a lot of people can't afford 4,000. So a lot of it is going to be whales. A lot of it is going to be people that are just going to want to get close to Den and David a couple times a year. They're able to have a conversation with them. It costs them to do that once. Again, a plate at a presidential fundraiser, $30,000, maybe $35,000. And they don't even get a guaranteed discussion with the president. They might, if they're lucky, get 1.5 minutes when they get a photo with him, but most of the time that goes to the vice president. So, yeah, you pay $30-something thousand for maybe a chance to have a 1.5-minute conversation with the president, or you can pay right now $4,000 once and have access to David and Dan twice a year at least for the rest of the lives, as long as the company survives and their CEO and COO. Yeah, it's not even a hard call, in my opinion. Anywho, moving on. Bill Garner, I love you. Technologics, LMAO. Jordan Reese says, ha foot pics. No, well, I mean, if somebody wants to buy my feet pics, sure. Bill Garner says, Randy is done by OMI every 25 million increments. Yeah, every 25 million, done. At 175, I'll be done if I even get there. I don't know if I can. And one says, OMI dumping. Is it below the 0008? If it's not below the 0008, I'm going to say it's not freaking dumping. But we shall see, because it may very well be. It is 00077. So that chart does not look that great over the last 24 hours. But when in doubt, zoom out. And over the past 7 days, if it'll go, it's not looking like it's going. So many things to get back to. But yeah, over the past 7 days, still looking pretty legit. Still looking pretty good. Anyhow, moving on. We got D'Angelo, the physicist, and gonna finish off a few more sets. I'm so happy. Very nice. How much? Squid Cat says, OMI will be the currency of the freaking Vivi-verse. Everyone will have to own a bag. All of the big catalysts are coming. You're right. They are. Mo Collection says, pullbacks on OMI being bought. Beautiful. Beautiful. Humo says, let's get this bread. I love this game. Mirestone Ranch says, howdy from the ranch, Randy. Oh, well, hello, Mirestone Ranch. Howdy from the ranch. I hope you're doing well. Jordan Riz says, 3K-ish bump. Let's go. Jimboli Lingo says, hello, Master. Hello, Master Jimboli Lingo. I hope you are. I'm good. Yeah, I'm feeling all right. Rob Rizzo says, Holy Grail. It is a Holy Grail. Lagar says, so I hit the secret rare on the last comic drop, and people are selling for $60. They're crazy. Scarlet Witch looks incredible. I'm not selling for less than a couple $100. That is your prerogative, and you will make more. Aldodero says, now I'm excited to hold my logo. There are a plethora of reasons to hold that logo. And, oh God, what we got here? Okay. But again, slowly but surely, it's not going to be an overnight thing. And actually, you can get a logo for $3,500 right now. Let me text a buddy about that. Lordy. Oh, Lordy. Where am I? This one. Logo at 3,500 eyes. Sending to the tweeters. Like us on Facebook. Moving on. Where was I? Bill Gardner says, better off holding Cigarette Comic for the points than sell for $60. Agreed. Abe says, Randy, knowing what you know, would you invest differently when it comes to OMI? Like right now? No, give me $100,000 tomorrow. 50K of it would go into the Akomi ecosystem, whether it's OMI or Vivi NFTs. And the other 50K would just be for life. but half of it would go into Veve and OMI. Mm-hmm. Kelly Boudreaux says, I learned of Vivi from a Tom Bilyeu video, but I stayed because of Randy. Oh, thank you so. Oh, I gotta go and take a picture of that because that is adorable. That is amazing. That is en fuego, Kelly. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Abe says, if your best friend asked how much OMI should I hold, what would that response be? My best friend? I don't know. Let's say Dan. Okay. Well, Dan knows finance, so I'll give you two options here. I'll give you two responses. One is with a friend that knows very little about finance, and I'll explain it to him like this. I was like, okay, I'll call them GS, Mr. GS. Do you remember the old obscure cartoon on Nickelodeon called Pelswick? The one about the kid in the wheelchair, and they were playing with a bunch of these cards, and then these cards were so valuable because there were so few of them. And then eventually, when they found a warehouse full of them, they were considered worthless. Do you remember that, GS? And he'll say, yeah, I do remember that. I said, okay, well, you know more about economics than you think, or half the people, because let's take that particular example and let's work backwards from it. Let's say these cards were very inexpensive because there was a whole warehouse full of them, and anyone that wanted one can get one. Okay. Now imagine the warehouse burns down, and all of them that were in there, which are most of the supply, were burned and destroyed. And now the only people that have them are the ones that got them beforehand. It's like, okay, well, what happens to the value of those? Well, the value would go up because there's less of them, right? Exactly. The OMI token has a finite amount of them, and people are going to be incentivized to light their OMI on fire, and they're going to get really cool stuff for doing so. Okay, so with a finite amount of what they're worth right now, you're saying people are going to light theirs on fire. Okay, why would they light theirs on fire? It's like, well, because they're going to get cool stuff for it. It's like money. You don't light your money on fire. You spend it. You get an action figure. You get food. You get shoes. And some people take their money and they buy necessities with it. They buy a car to get to work. They buy food for their family. But some people, they try to spend that money to keep up with the Joneses. They don't get just a Honda or a Hyundai. They get a Ferrari, they get a Charger, they get a BMW, they get things that are flashy to let people know that they're worth a little something, and they make enough money to afford such a thing. Okay, the same thing with houses. People every single day are buying 3 and 4 bedroom houses for things that they don't need, for people that are not in their life. And they're doing that to keep up with the Joneses, to give that illusion of wealth. What does this have to do with OMI? Well, people right now, they've got about a couple $1,000s worth of OMI. But in the future, nobody can see how much OMI that they have unless they tell them. Same thing as money in your bank account. But in the next couple of years, those $3,000 will be a couple $100,000. And if people want to go and make an impression, they're not going to keep the OMI. They're going to buy something really cool with it and burn it. Okay, all right, I see where you're going with that now. So I'll tell to this person that doesn't know much about the economy, but we taught them in a few seconds, that as people burn a bunch of these coins, the value of it goes up. And like I said, the people that have a couple $1,000s now will have a couple $100,000 in the future. And this is not the S&P 500, where you put as much as you can in every single year, and in 40 years you're a millionaire. This is something where you put as much as you can in right now. I mean, keep enough to keep the bill collectors at bay, where you don't sacrifice, you don't become homeless, you don't, have the debt collectors knocking on your door to tow your car. But I would tell my friend, my best friend that doesn't know a lot, like, you put in as much as possible. And depending if my best friend is married or not, I will say this. Well, I have 3 examples. I would tell my best friends, like, listen, you want women to pay attention to you, and they're not right now, you're going to be able to get a lot of money to buy a fancy car, to get some of the attention, to dress yourself up nice, get a personal trainer, get diet, whatever. Or if it was a friend that I knew that maybe had like the worst wife, an absolute bridezilla, I'd be like, listen, there's life-changing money, where if you're single, it would change your life. And then there's wife-changing money, where, yeah, she's going to take you for all you're worth in the divorce, but you're not going to care because you're going to have so much money on top of that, and life will be hunky-dory. You'll never have to deal with a bridezilla again. Or if my best friend was someone in a happy marriage, like the people that I live with now, I'd say, listen, your kids, if they want to try a sport, you're not going to have to worry about, oh, that's a lot of equipment, that's lessons, that's taking time off work to go to their ball games. Like, one, you're probably not going to have to work, and two, you're going to be able to go and spend time with them, and that's the dream. A lot of dads, they're working and they can't find the time to spend a lot of time with their kids, go to sporting events, whatever. They have to work, they have to do this, and the kids will eventually understand. They'll be disappointed at first, but then they don't have to do that. I would tell him, listen, you can have the option to give the kids whatever you think is necessary. You'd have the option to buy your wife whatever she wants to be comfortable, to keep the home running, to make her life easier. You would have that option to do that if you'd like. And that's what I would tell my best friends if they were just getting into this, to put in as much as possible without, again, losing everything that they own. But for my friends in finance, friends that have a little bit of that cheddar, I would say, and I have done this before, many times before, I would say, listen, I mean, they would know my history for the most part. I know the rule is 5%, no more than 5% of your net worth into any one thing. And with a lot of big whales, it's kind of like 3%. But in that scene in Avengers Endgame where Heimdall goes and uses oh God, what's that called? The Odin Force, the Rainbow Bridge to go and bring the Hulk back to Earth into the Sanctum. I'd be like, listen, Tony, Thor's gone. Doesn't matter who you're talking to or not who you're not talking to. Thanos is coming. And I'd tell them in finance, listen, it doesn't matter if you have X amount of money in this stock that's about to pay off and you're about to get a 50%, because in stocks, 50% is a lot. In stocks, anything outperforming the S&P 500 is good. I would say that it doesn't matter what you have. It doesn't matter what return you think you're going to get. OMI's going to outperform everything by a long shot. And if it doesn't, I'll cover the gains that you thought you would have made. And again, this is going to my best friend. And I'd say, listen, this is how you become a big player. If you want, you could keep doing what you're doing, and you could make your several $100,000 a year, and you could make your, millions a year. But if you want like wealth, if you want FU money, if you don't want to just buy a BMW or a Ferrari, you want to buy the whole freaking lot, or if you want to buy a small company, you can do it. This is how you absorb companies. This is how you go and you go from having to say like, oh, okay, yeah, we can do this year and this next year, and we have a couple $1 million and we'll spread it out. We'll have $1 million to make in this to make more, $1 million this to make more, and $1 million in our house, and then suddenly you're cash poor. I was like, no, this is FU money that you don't need to worry about it. If you have $3 or $5 or $10 million, that money is going to run out if you're not careful. Like, you probably shouldn't fly everywhere first class. You should probably limit the amount of stuff that you're spending money on. But at the $50-100 million range, you're probably not going to need to worry about that. So, and that's what I would tell my friends in finance, my best friends in finance. Like, you put in as much as you can. And I don't know anyone right now that would really sell at any meaningful rate to you over the counter. They would want a premium, and you're going to make this price run up 30% yourself if you put in what I think you're going to put in, and a lot of whales are. There's going to be times where you're going to see this price run 30%, and it's going to be from one person. I know. I've talked to them. But just right now, they have to get their funds clear in Coinbase. So I would tell my best friends right now, listen, you got to get in, and if you want to swing trade, sure you can. Sell into this pump, you can. You can make a quick 30%, but be advised if you do that, you're gonna go and that's very short-term thinking. My guys, experienced guys in finance, won't do that. They'll buy and they'll hold and they'll wait for X amount of years. So that's what I would tell my best friends. I know that was a really long-winded answer for to Abe, but that's what was needed. Jordan Reed says, Randy has been a great part of the Vivi and OMI experience. Oh, why, thank you. You guys have been a great part. You guys have been helping me out, keeping me sane, giving me someone to talk to. Again, I started this YouTube channel because of Pokemon, because I just wanted to talk about Pokemon sales data, because that's what I was nerding out over at the time. And now to have people that are as into this as I am, and to have such broad appeal, it's I never thought I'd have it. At least not this. At least not at this level. So yeah, it's the community. Like if it wasn't if Vivi didn't make this big a splash, I might not. And if it wasn't this interesting, if it wasn't this undervalued, I might not be here. If it was just something that oh yeah, they make a couple million a year, I'd be like, probably not worth it to talk about. But what they're doing, yeah, it's insane. So yeah, everyone's part of the journey. Jordan Reeves, haters gonna hate. Cowboy Joe says 100%. Kumo says, well said, Jordan. Hardly a day goes by I don't watch Randy. My guys. Thank you so much. Jordan's the same. Kumo says, Randy is always positive. I try to be. Well, I try to be. I mean, in general, I think I'm just a positive. I want to say, in general, I think I'm very lucky to be mostly raised in America and mostly live in America for most of my life, and to have been born in a time where not only is it like the best time to be alive in the history of the world, but in America, and having served in the world's greatest military, and having some of the best friends that anyone could ask for, and having the freedom to do what I want to do. I mean, there's not much really to be said about. I mean, there always is. People pass away. Like I've had this week. You have struggles with addiction. You have struggles with alcohol. It struggles with with everything. And yeah, sure, bear market. But at the end of the day, this is the best time to be alive. And I love watching SpongeBob clips on TikTok. I love being scared. Like anything I want to do, I can do. And just, again, one of the whales that was up here specifically, we'll call him Mr. E. He is an echo. He's just a, like I said, I mentioned Dan before, Dan Hardwick has been on the podcast. I wouldn't have made it here without him. Lou Perugine has also been on the podcast twice. Wouldn't have made it here without him. Would have made it here, I think, really without that guy, Mr. E, that I was talking about, one of the whales this week, or Turtle Golf or Squid Cat wouldn't be here in this physical location. I've just gotten very lucky. I wasn't supposed to be in finance. I was supposed to. Well, I was born in Peru. I wasn't supposed to be in America at all. I was supposed to be born in Peru. I'd probably be dead by now. And then I was supposed to. When I got adopted, I wanted to be a veterinarian. I love animals. Obviously, that's going to be my main goal in life, is to help animals and endangered species and all that. But then, school was hard. I didn't like it. And it was like, okay, well, I'm doing this. I'm boxing. And I was like, okay, well, I'm tired of working all these jobs for no money. I have nothing to show for it except this shitty apartment. So I went into the military, and I just basically told this story, but I went to be an X-ray technician after the military, and it happened to be by chance that I didn't like it. I felt I was working with my friend Dean, that happened to have this job running wires over in Long Island, and I was like, okay, let's I got the job interview. I got into that. I had money, so I was collecting Pokemon cards at the right time. where it was a buyer's market where everything was, because I got in like 2017, 2018. It was after the Pokemon Go pump. And Pokemon cards were on the freaking rise. 2017, 2018, they were well on their way down, and it was a buyer's market. So I could go and buy things that were really cheap. And then in 2020, when everyone was getting those $1,200 checks, everything that I bought rose like 6x. And I'd spent that tens of thousands. That's 80,000 on one card. And then so I've been very lucky in life. Yeah, I was lucky enough to have that opportunity where I was, and to find that opportunity to recognize what it is. And this is just another notch in the line of luck, another step on the train to Luckville, where I just happened to get in there. I had money, have a little bit of influence, and I am passionate about it, and I know I recognize what it is. So yeah, there's really no reason not to be positive. Like most of us know what we have here. We know what this company is going to do, and putting as much money in as we can. We know what it is. So very, very happy about it. That's why I'm positive. Jordan Reese says Tesla's still my favorite stock. Agreed. Cool. Tesla has dropped $80 the last few weeks. I'm still holding though. Bought a big bet at 173 in January. It's going to be great. Super fantastic. Carlos Castro says, will you go all in on your next investment once you sell OMI, or will you retire? Well, honestly, the next best thing for me, while in the next bear market, after, let's say OMI goes to 10, 20, let's say, I don't know, become a decamillionaire. And that's certainly a good amount of money. But at that time, what I'll be doing in the next bear market, when it goes down to 2 cents again, or 1 cent, whatever it goes down to, the next thing I would do would I think I'd like to do would be a power broker. Just because I now have a large Rolodex of really powerful, amazing, wealthy people, and I have been I've been introduced to a lot of amazing people, and people have been introduced to me, and I've been introducing people, and I see where a lot of these things fit. It's like Pokemon breeding. Oh, this Pokemon has this move, this Pokemon has this move. They have great stats that would go together. Having this Pokemon, yeah, and that's the same thing with big, large, powerful people. You say, like, oh, you have this business, you have this business. They go great together. Their new business would be the best of both worlds, and being like the power to get that done. Getting a little bit of a percent for the deal getting done. That's what I would do before, because at $10 million, I probably would not have enough to go and do my initiative of the, what's that called? Conservation of land for endangered species. I would really want the tens of millions, like, close to that 9-figure mark, and then I could go and get everything done. But I had a conversation with a buddy of mine last week, and he said, listen, Randy, I'm just throwing this out there. At 100 million, yeah, you could probably move the ball forward, and you could probably pass along that torch of conservation to the next group. But you could definitely get stuff done, or at least start to get things done. And then eventually, you'd probably run out of money. And then I said, yes, you're right. But as long as I can move that ball forward and make conservation a little bit more mainstream, and have someone else carry the torch, in 10, 20 years, I'll be older and probably won't have the energy to do it anymore. But I'll find someone young that can take that. And I said, listen, Randy, you could stop at 100 million, or you can keep going. And, you could keep going from 40 to 50. And then this way you could make hundreds of millions, even $1 billion. So, okay, well, I guess that's possible if everything does, but, he said at that point, the reason I'm bringing that up is because then you can get anything done. Then you can talk to anyone in the world. I was like, okay, well, yeah, it's a fair point. But I will say, I think the end of this decade is when I'll definitely start the conservation, is when I'll be able to start the real work of, hey, I'm buying all of these areas of land, and no one, and then I'll be able to hire some of my friends about, okay, you're going to go and protect this land. I'm going to pay you a fudge ton of money, and make sure no poaching happens. And they'll be like, okay, we'll do. But for the immediate, the next 2 years after OMI blows up, I think it would just be power broker and just be able to deal, getting deals done and having, getting that small, tiny percentage. That's what I would probably do. I would never go 100% all in on one thing ever again. Even with animal conservation, 90% of my net worth will go to animal conservation. 10% is for me. 10% is so I can do what I want to do. But I will never go 100% any one thing again. Never. Les Suarez says, love you, Randy. You're real OG. Oh, thanks, man. Love you too. Regards to Spider-Gwen be pumping. Almost 21 bucks a piece. Yeah, she's great. Everyone loves Spider-Gwen. We got so much more messages that I'm never gonna get to. But yes. Spider-Gwen is great. Regards says, for the mighty. Yes, of course. Yep. That was 7 and 4. Oh, water is so good. 2-hour mark. Woo. Bogar says, when in doubt, buy more. Agreed. Visible Digital says, what's up, Randy? Just completed both Lambo sets. Let's go. Jordan Reeves says, ha ha ha, wife changing money. I love it. Jordan says, Randy, stop before my bank is empty and I buy more OMI. I mean, never have enough OMI, but you got a lot. Neo Nikki says, there's a chance we capitulate a couple more times before a real bust. I mean, there's a chance. I mean, I think there's a chance that the government sometimes lie to us. I think there's a chance that Warren Buffett and Steve Jobs and Charlie Munger, maybe don't like each other as much as they lead on. I think there's a chance that Bill Gates doesn't always do things on the up and up. And I think there's a chance that, a Black Swan event could make us go, but, just a chance. And I don't really, it doesn't seem like it. I don't think people are gonna, I mean, Bitcoin goes down in like a really large way, sure. World War III happens, sure. Solar flare happens, sure. But what you're saying is capitulate a couple more times? No. Abe says, Randy, thank you for answering my question in such great detail. Love it. F you money. Agreed. NFT Me News says, we pump in. Yo, let's go. It says, what happens in Whale Week stays in Whale Week. Yes, we do have the big secret that will be probably announced next year. Maybe even later this year. We'll see. But probably next year. Jordan says, ha 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 ha. All right, gents. Thank you so much for being with me the last 2 hours. Thank you all for the super chats. I love you all. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone says, where's Dashie? We miss Dashie. Dashie will be back on Saturday. I'll catch you all later. Goodbye, guys. Meow, 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 meow. Oh, God, hiccups. Meow.